lost 70 pounds working out at CrossFit POW, and this is my story.
Finally got the camera working, guys. Okay, guys, it's Coach Brian Nugent here from CrossFit POW, and I'm very excited to share a very special story of one of our tremendous athletes that have done some extraordinary things at CrossFit POW. Now, as you know, a lot of you of us have been following us online, and we're going to be sharing Kellie Foster's story of how she went from being 230 pounds to being how much?
160 pounds.
160 pounds. That's right. So pay attention, watch closely, take the notes you can take. I know I'm losing my voice. I've been screaming at the athletes like crazy. I've probably been screaming at you, right? And let's see what we can learn today and how Kellie went from 230 to 160. All right? Kellie, thanks for joining us. Okay. So you were 230 pounds. How did it start where you decided to change your mind that, okay, you know what, I want to do better for myself?
Yeah. So the last 4 years I was at school at McGill in Montreal. I was studying chemical engineering, super busy, super demanding program. And I was slowly packing on the pounds, and I knew it was happening. I saw it happening, but I was making every excuse in the book as to why I wasn't going to make a change about it. I'm busy, I have this event coming up, I have to study, I don't want to, you know? Yeah. That's what it all boils down to. I didn't want to, I wasn't ready. So then I got a job offer to come do a 16-month internship at Ontario Power Generation here in Pickering, and I thought, this is it, this is my time, I'm going to be working a 9-to-5 job, I'm going to have the time to commit to change my life. So I went online, and a few of my cousins overseas have done CrossFit. So I thought maybe this could be for me too, because they had great transformations as well. So I went and I looked up CrossFit in Pickering, and then I saw your website, and I was watching the video testimonials and all the videos that you post, and I just thought, okay, this is for me. I think I sent you an email in February or March before I was even coming, just to sort of touch base. So then that was it, and then I moved here, I came in, I met you, I signed up on the spot, and that's
the rest is history.
Yeah.
The rest is history. So you made the decision, you decided to get started. It sounded like you're a bit sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yep.
What would you say to those people that were once like you, that are watching this video right now saying, oh my God, I can't do it, I'm afraid, I'm scared, it's too hard, it's too difficult.
Yeah.
You know, what type of turning point or one piece of advice you can say, listen, like, something to motivate them, like right now?
Yeah. Stop making excuses, because I promise you, there is always going to be an excuse. You're always going to find one. I'm too busy. I have my birthday this weekend. It's my neighbor's party next weekend. There's always going to be something that you can find as an excuse to not do it. But what I always say now is that when you stop looking for excuses, you're going to start finding results. So don't stop finding reasons not to do it, and find one reason to do it, and that reason is because you matter and your health matters. And if you want to be the most healthy and happy version of yourself, you need to take care of yourself.
Wow. I mean, I could just end an interview right now just based on that alone. Oh, wow. Okay, so Kellie, obviously there were some major changes you made. You've been training really hard at CrossFit POW, and physically you've done extraordinarily well. What diet changes did you go from what you were doing before to what you're doing now? So there are a lot of people at home, probably on these diet plans and these fads, and some of it's working, some of it's not working. Talk a bit about your diet and what you did differently to lose all this weight and look amazing like you do today.
Well, I guess something that's important to note is that I've been overweight for most of my life. I think I went on my first diet when I was 12 years old. I went on Weight Watchers, and I just yo-yo dieted my entire life, and everyone who's done that knows how that goes. You lose some weight, you feel great, but then you're starving and you're not happy, and then you binge eat, and it's just a vicious cycle where you're not satisfied with the food that you're eating. So it doesn't work out in the long run. So then when I started with you, when I first started, it was just sort of controlling my portions, trying to eat healthier. But that only works for so long. I mean, when you're 230 pounds, it's not that hard to lose weight. But as the weight started to come off, I had to find something else. So then there was this one day where Coach says to me, "Hey, have you ever heard of the keto diet, ketogenic diet?" And I said, "Yes, I do not want to do that. I can't do that. I know what that is. You can't eat any sugar, you can't eat any carbs, you can't even eat fruit. I can't give up fruit. What are you talking about? I can't do this." But then I love a challenge, so I said, you know what? I know people have had amazing results with this
We
diet.
said we'd do it for 30 days.
Yes.
That's what we
I
said.
said I'll give it 30 days. Week 1, I hated my life. I was like, where is the fruit? Give me the sugar. I just wanted to have some sugar rain, And then week 2 came along. I started feeling a little better, but I was still thinking, oh man, I can't wait for these 30 days to be over. Week 3, I started going, okay, this really isn't so bad. Week 4, and then 30 days rolled around, and
How much weight had you dropped?
I think I lost probably like 10, 15 pounds in the first 30 days. It's fast. So then I wasn't in love with the diet, but I didn't hate it anymore, and there was no reason to stop because I was getting good results. So now I've been following this diet for about a year now, and it's just been incredible. It's the best way of eating I've ever found. It doesn't feel like one of those diets where you're starving all the time.
Got it. Okay, so obviously when people go on most diets, they're like, oh my God, where's the carbs? Where's the sugars? What are you doing? I mean, because I go on Kellie's Instagram and her Facebook, and we'll put her information below here. But you have some delicious foods that you're eating.
I do.
So I think a lot of people need to know the deliciousness that she's been eating, because she's not eating cardboard. So share some of the awesome foods and breads and pastas that you've been eating that I think is our healthy substitutes.
So the ketogenic diet, although it is very restrictive in the sense that you can't eat any carbs or sugar, it opens up this whole world of food that you thought was bad your entire life. Because the point of a keto diet is that it's low carb and low sugar, but it's high fat. And I know what you're thinking. You're going, oh, clogged arteries and heart attacks and high blood pressure, but you're wrong. This diet has actually been proven to be really, really healthy for your heart and your blood pressure, diabetes. They use it to treat children with epilepsy. So although I'm cutting out the carbs, I got to add in all of these things that I hadn't really eaten in a long time, like bacon, and I'm cooking with butter, steak, lots of meat, full fat salad dressings, full fat sour cream, cheese, everything. So pretty much there's a substitute for just about everything. And then
where would you send somebody right now who's like interested, like, okay, wow, this sounds tasty, sounds yummy, I cannot have to eat these carbs, but eat these delicious foods? Is there anywhere that they can go, a book they can buy, a website they can go to, or any information you would tell them?
Yeah, I think a good place to start for that is to go on to Google and sort of look up the ketogenic diet. There's tons of great resources for that. There's so many recipe blogs. Some of my favorites are Caveman Keto, I Breathe I'm Hungry, Ruled Me, and all of these websites also will offer like a jumpstart plan for free, where they'll just tell you, this is what you need to eat for your first week. They'll make a meal plan for you, so you don't have to sit there and wonder. But it's pretty easy. It's lots of meat, green vegetables, cheese. It's pretty straightforward. And then what you were saying about the breads and pastas, science is good, right? I mean, they've figured out how to make something from nothing these days, pretty much. So
eat some of this grass.
Yeah.
You want to get healthy? Eat some.
Yeah. Don't do it. But there's a couple low-carb stores in the area here, and they also ship online, and they sell breads and pastas and candy and syrup and all of the things that you don't want to give up. There's a way to have it. There's a way. You don't have to give up everything. And no, it doesn't taste exactly like the real thing, but it's close enough that you're going to enjoy it.
There you go. And I think another thing what the viewers need to understand is the more you get off of sugar, that desire for that sweet taste, that desire for like, ooh, I need something sweet, actually goes away, right, over time, once you start changing your habits, right?
Let me tell you, because I used to be the kind of person that would, I'd have a really hard week at school, and then I'd say, oh, I deserve a treat. So I'd go to the store and I'd pick up a whole bag of chips, maybe a pint of ice cream, a bag of candy, and eat all of it, and just the amount of sugar in that. And now I sit there and there's cakes and chocolate and donuts and candy and pop. I don't even want it. I can be beside someone who's eating a donut, and I don't feel anything. I don't care. You know?
Are you sure it's old-fashioned glaze? Because that's Coach's favorite. I don't eat them, but I love old-fashioned glaze.
Yeah. But I mean, if I do need something sweet, there's a substitute, but for the most part, I feel extremely satisfied eating a big fat piece of steak with some buttered broccoli on the side. It's great.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you obviously lost this weight. Kellie did allude that she's been overweight pretty much her whole entire life. What is it like to be in this new body? I'm sure there must be, I know it's exciting and stuff, but you know, what are the types of things that people need to understand, especially for those that have been overweight their whole lives? What type of new things are you experiencing in this new body you're called?
It's weird, and I feel like my mind is finally catching up to my body. I know that I'm healthy. I know that I'm at a good size now, and it did take a while for me to accept that, because when you've been overweight your whole life, it's just hard to fully comprehend when you're finally healthy. But I guess some of the biggest things is just simple things that people that are healthy take for granted, like walking up the stairs, going on hikes, playing sports. It becomes fun. I love being active now. Like outside of CrossFit, I love to go running and biking and playing with my nephews. And these are things that before would have felt like a chore to me, things that I didn't want to do, and now I just do it because it's great. I love it. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What would you say, who's helped you in your life with this journey? I mean, obviously I've helped you, but is there anybody else that, you know, you would say has helped you to stay focused on, you know, losing this weight?
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of the greatest things about CrossFit is, of course, you've been so instrumental to me. You know, you've been there for me through every single struggle that I've had. But the other people who have just been amazing are the other athletes at the gym. I've just made some lifelong friends that they're so supportive. Quite a few of the girls, we talk every single day. And they've been there for me to listen to me. They lift me up when I succeed. When I struggle, they're there and they have advice for me. It's just, you can't beat the community, and it's just you and all the other athletes. You've just made this so much easier than if I had have done it alone. Yeah. I don't think I could have done it alone.
Those who say, listen, Kellie, I'm watching you, right? I want to do what you're doing, but I'm afraid. And just telling me just do it is not going to work. Is there any type of strategy, technique, something you could tell them to get them off their butts and actually move? Because I think there's a lot of us that get motivated, excited for life and saying, ooh, I'm ready for this, I can do it. You know, and we know we got our stories holding us back and excuses, but any type of tangible thing that you can give them to keep them guided to move forward?
I think that it's really important to accept and recognize that you matter, that your health matters. Think about it this way. If one of your friends was extremely unhealthy, overweight, feeling horrible about themselves, what would you tell them? Would you tell them, would you give them any excuses not to get healthy? You wouldn't. I think the most important thing is to treat yourself the way you would treat a dear friend or a family member. You would want the best for them. You would treat them
or even their dogs.
Exactly.
A lot of people give their dogs better food than they give themselves.
Right, exactly. So you need to love yourself, you need to take care of yourself and treat yourself the way you would others. I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay. Now I find that most of us when we watch these videos, it's always the good stuff, right? You know, everything's honky-dory, everything worked out. When we know better, right? What challenges did you face in this journey? Were there times, were there weeks where you're like, man, I can't do this? Were there times you're like, I fell off the diet and I'm just not motivated anymore? Did that ever happen with you in this journey?
Yeah, so, and that's really important because nothing is ever perfect. Things are going to come up in our lives that are going to be hard. So for example, I guess it was about 2 months ago now that I injured my back. So I injured my back and I wasn't allowed to exercise for, I think I was off the gym for 3 weeks. 3 whole weeks after having been consistently in the gym 3 to 5 times a week for a year. And I think that a lot of people would take that and they would just sort of, oh, whatever, I'm going to go off my diet and I'm going to And it was really hard for me to, you know, I'm used to being a student where I would have a full-time day from when I wake up to when I go to bed. Then I came and started work, and then I would work 9 to 5 and then come to the gym. And that became sort of my life and my social life because I'm so close with the people at the gym. So when I had to take 3 weeks off, it was really hard, but I refocused on everything. I took time to take care of myself, to get out into nature, and to, I guess, to sort of reflect on the journey that I've been through. So that was one hard thing. And then another thing I'd like to point out is the keto diet isn't some prison that you're locked into, you know? So I've been very good with the diet for the most part. The only time I went off the diet was over the Christmas holidays. I went with my boyfriend, we went on a trip to New York. Yeah. And I said, okay, for those 4 days that we're in New York, I'm gonna eat all the carbs I want, and then as soon as I come back, I'm gonna get right back on. And I did that. I actually did that. So I went there, I had pizza and bagels and all that great stuff. And then I came back and I got right back on the diet. So I think that's what happens to people, you know, one bad thing happens and they just throw their hands up in the air and they say, that's it, I can't do this anymore, poor me. But things happen, things will challenge you, and it just takes discipline to move past them and to realize that it's not a death sentence, you know?
And how would you give someone discipline who doesn't have any discipline? What's your advice to them?
I don't think you can give other people discipline. I think that's the most important thing. Discipline is something that you have to find inside yourself, and I think that comes from a lot of positive self-talk and just what I talked about before with accepting and realizing that you're deserving of health and happiness and love.
Got it. Health, happiness, and love. Pretty deep, pretty deep, pretty deep. Okay. So you've lost this weight. You're feeling energized. What type of strength gains have you done? Have you gotten stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you remember when I started, I couldn't do a single push-up. I could hardly lift the naked bar, the 45-pound bar. I could hardly run. I couldn't do anything. So if you've never worked out in your life, don't worry about that. It's fine, because I was so out of shape. And now it's, you know, I can.
What was your max deadlift? 225?
It was 245.
245-pound deadlift.
Yeah, at the competition.
At the competition, yeah.
And I think when I started, I was deadlifting 135, maybe?
No, she was deadlifting 95 pounds.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, there, you see how weak I was, right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
And that was in less than a year.
Yeah, and now push-ups, they're still, you know, everybody has weaknesses. That's important to accept. Push-ups still aren't my strongest suit, but I can do them. I can do a lot more than one or none, like when I started. And yeah, it's just it's been amazing. Yeah. And I run 10Ks now. It's
so
crazy.
We're talking about somebody who's deadlifting 95 pounds to deadlifting 245, probably more. She actually did the 245 within about 8 months of being here with us, and running 10K. So that's pretty phenomenal. What advice would you give to people to keep them to stay focused? So obviously, I think a lot of us get motivated, we get excited, we get started, but then you're over a year now. What are the things that you have to do in order to keep focused on the track and not to fall off? Because it's very easy to get to your goal weight and then say, hey, I'm good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you keep on track when it's so easy to fall off the track, because now, you know, you're pretty much where you want to be?
I think that's something that's really good about fitness, because like I said, I've been on diets before and it never really worked out, but when you add fitness and working out into the mix, working out is addictive. Once you start doing it, you love it. It makes you feel great. And I also found that when I work out, I'm more motivated to eat right, because who wants to go to the gym, get all sweaty, have a great workout, feel good about themselves, and then go eat at McDonald's, you know? People don't do that. So I think it's sort of a cycle that feeds into itself, that once you get into the mindset with fitness and eating right, it doesn't really take too much to keep it up and to carry on with it.
All right, you heard it. Okay, I think that sums it up with Kellie and what she's talking about. We got a little fun round. We're gonna ask her some questions and find out what motivates Kellie, what gets her going. Okay, so our fun round goes like this. You're on an island, okay? And we're kind of on an island right now. We're stuck on an island. Come rescue us. Yeah. But you're on an island. You got one movie you could bring, what type of music, and who is individual. that you're stuck on the island with for the rest of your life?
Oh man. I'm gonna hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, someone's feelings are about to get hurt right now.
Okay, I think the person I would bring with me to the island would be my dad. Because, well, first of all, I love him, but second of all, he's just so handy and good at everything.
You need someone handy.
If I'm gonna survive, I need him there. And plus, he's great. We get along great.
All right.
So I'm sorry, my boyfriend Nick. I'm sorry.
She loves you.
I
She
love
loves you.
But yeah.
Mom, she loves you too.
Yeah, Mom, I
Sisters.
love you. Yeah, but yeah, you guys aren't gonna keep me alive. Then the movie.
Yeah.
That's a hard one because I don't really have a favorite movie. Maybe something super inspiring like Mulan.
Mulan. Oh,
Mulan.
Okay.
Yeah, Disney's Mulan.
Yeah.
That's a strong, inspiring woman. I think she
Okay.
could keep us motivated.
Okay.
And then what was the other question?
And then what type of music?
Right, electronic dance music.
Electronic EDM.
Yeah, my
There you
dad's not gonna like that.
No,
but
no,
it's
you'll
okay.
make it work.
We'll have a good party.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst subject in high school.
English.
Kelly is a brainiac, but yeah, English.
It's not that I'm horrible at it. It's just not as exciting to me as solving a few math problems.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, and favorite food?
Probably a really nice ribeye with lots of marbling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final words to the people out there that want to get motivated, need to get excited, need to be focused?
Yeah. Like I've already said, when you stop looking for excuses, you're going to start finding results. You can do it. You just need to believe in yourself. I never would have thought that I'd get to where I am right now. If Coach is going to show a comparison picture, you probably...
I will. You'll see.
You're not even going to believe that it's me. Take the time to love yourself and take care of yourself. You are worth it. You deserve to be healthy and happy. I want everyone to feel the way I do. Just come on out. We have so much fun. It's an amazing place to work out. Coach is the best. It's hard to even formulate anything because I just have so many good things to say. Just do it.
Just do it. Okay, guys, it's Coach B here with Kelly Foster, losing 70 pounds. Almost 70 pounds. And hopefully today's video motivated you to get excited, to get started, so that you too can follow your goals and dreams and that you can become the best version of yourself.
Kellie's amazing. She's an inspiration to all of us.
Kellie is an inspiration and a true athlete.
Kellie is super knowledgeable about weight loss, and she's put so much time into eating healthy and going to the gym. Just seeing all of her progress has just been a great experience, great journey, and I'm really proud of her.
Kellie's awesome. I've been coming here and I just can't believe the difference when I saw her. She's an absolute inspiration to me to keep coming back. She lost a ton of weight. I just can't believe how fit she is. It's awesome.